Hi everyone, welcome to our channel. If you're new here, thank you for clicking that button. If you have not yet subscribed,
make sure that you hit the subscribe button.
Also, click the like button to like this video and click the bell notification button so that you're notified every time we upload a new video.
And make sure that you comment and check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and also we are live on CAMEO, so you can make your requests there as well for us to do a personalized video.
Everything he has said will be on the description box below. Today we're doing our love story. Look.
I love you like a love song, baby. I love you like a love song, baby. I love you like a love song. Is that the right words? I don't know if that's the right words.
Okay,
Akinyi's probably going to cut that out too.
So how did we meet?
Well, we met online. On a dating app. And then we started chatting on...
So how, like, who spoke to who first online?
Well, you liked my photo first.
Yes.
And then I slid into your DMs.
Yes. So during the time I met Benjamin, I was so busy with working and photography at the same time. So my time was always like gone. So I didn't have time.
And I think you were doing makeup too.
Yeah, and I was doing makeup too at that time. I was doing wedding makeup. So I didn't have time between my days, my weekdays being at work, my weekends doing a wedding or some bit of photography. So I didn't have time, or even time to meet anyone. So the only place I thought I would meet someone was online, because I don't know, one of my friends told me if you want to meet just someone, go online. And I went online. And so I liked his picture. I didn't even think he would talk to me. And then he sent me a message. And then what?
Well, I didn't think she would talk to me. I was like, oh, this is a pretty girl. She liked my photo. And I was like, she's not going to talk to me. But no, I sent a message. I was like, she's very pretty, and you know, she stands for Christ, and it was on her profile like it was on my profile. So I sent her a message and we started talking.
I wanted, if I met someone, it was very important to me that they understand my faith in Christ and how I believe in God, and that was very important to me. So that's why I put it there.
And so we started chatting, and then Akinyi was like, so I'm going to get rid of this app. It takes up a whole lot of data. And I was like,
I had an Android phone.
I was like, I don't... See, that's why Apple is...
I had an Android phone. You know the difference. Benjamin is always...
We're going to have to do a video of Apple versus Android.
No, I love my Android. Don't get me wrong, people. I love my Android. At that time, I did not have an external memory card. So, I didn't have a memory card. And remember, I'm a photographer. I'm supposed to be talking to people online. I'm supposed to be messaging people. I'm supposed to have some sort of memory. So, my phone was... I had so many stuff on my phone. An app was another thing that was taking up my space. So now I love my Android. I will still get an Android phone. Benjamin has put me on this iPhone thing, and there's things that iPhone does that an Android cannot do, but that's a story for another day.
Yep. So back to our love story.
Okay.
So how many days did we go without talking from when you deleted the app to when
I deleted the app. Benjamin sent me a direct text. You sent me a direct text.
But
it was not a WhatsApp text.
She did it. She deleted the app like in the middle of the night. Like I woke up to a message. Hey, text me. Here's my number.
Yeah, I just told him I'm busy. Here's my number. Just text me. But you thought I was.
I thought you were setting me up for like a scam.
Well. That's why you watch a lot of catfish. No, Benjamin loves to watch catfish. And me, I was going about my day because I was like, I have already told him to message me if he wants to talk to me. I have already given him my WhatsApp number. And I told him use WhatsApp. So you sent me a message and then I replied. Continue.
We started chatting on WhatsApp, and so we talked there for
Wait, this is something I always tell Benjamin. So when Benjamin started talking to me, Benjamin likes to be shirtless most of the time.
I'm very much
I don't know,
a shirtless guy.
During that time, was it summer or what time was it? It was around April.
It was getting ready for summer.
So every time Benjamin would send me a video of himself talking, he would be shirtless. So I was like, okay, this guy has said in his comments, that in his description, that he loves God, but I don't know why he's trying to show me. Are you trying to tell me something? And I
did not send.
And for a while, I didn't talk to him like too much because I was like, I don't know what he's trying. Because he's thinking I'm catfish, but me, I'm thinking he's those people who will start sending me some odd pictures online.
Yeah, I didn't send any odd pictures.
Then I asked him, why do you like sending me pictures of you without your shirt on? And he was like, oh, it bothers you? So after that, you started wearing your shirt.
I did.
So all the time we would talk, he would wear his shirt. So
I guess I'm a clothing optional type of guy.
And I have come to realize that the hard way. This one, the way he was born, he would just be walking around the house.
The Lord made me beautiful.
I agree.
Amen.
But as long as we don't have big windows where people will be like, oh, who's that?
All right, back to our love story.
So we spoke for a while on WhatsApp, and Benjamin started asking me stuff about my culture, like what is your culture about?
But don't forget all the verification that I did with you. Like,
oh,
before we got onto a video chat, I made her send me like Spock signs. I made her send me peace signs. I wanted to know that she was real.
Benjamin would be like, send me a picture of you holding a cup. And then I would send a picture, like that. He wanted to be sure that I was a real person.
Yes.
And then so I
had to make sure I wasn't talking to some guy.
I think the first time we sent each other, you would send me pictures, but then we had never spoken like on the phone.
Yes.
So the first time we had each other's voice, we sent each other voice messages. So I told him, I'm going to send you a voice message. It's my voice, don't laugh, blah blah blah, and then I sent him just a whole voice. Let it out. Benjamin is refusing to let out the yawn. I sent you a voice message, and then he sent me a voice message back. So that was the first time I had his voice, because I think we were slowly just morphing that relationship and trying to and
getting more comfortable.
Yeah, and getting more comfortable. And then he decided he wants to do a voice call. So that was the first time we had voice call. We spoke for a long time, for hours. You know, we had a time difference. So his daytime was my nighttime, and my nighttime was his daytime. So each of us would stay up late. You know, there was nights where I would stay up late. There was nights where he would stay up late.
Or get up early.
Yeah, and get up early, like at 5 in the morning. And so we spoke like that for a while, and then the first time we did a video call. So you know how people say it's a catfish, that the phone, my phone was literally not working. It was not even a joke. My phone camera was not working. So I told him I have to buy a new phone for me to be able to speak to you. And it was around that time I was getting my paycheck at work. So I had to buy a new phone for this guy just so that he can see my face. So I bought a new phone.
I had to buy an airplane ticket to see you.
I know, but I bought a whole new phone just so that you can see that I'm not a joke. And then I bought the phone, and then so that's when we started video calling. So it was like that. And
then we started video calling every day.
Every day. So every day when he wakes up, he would call me. When I would go to sleep, I would call him. And when I would wake up, I would call him also. So we made sure that our communication was very constant. And then that's when Benjamin started asking about my culture.
And meeting her father.
And meeting my dad.
Because I was like, so when did people meet the parents?
So now that I had to explain to him that in Kenya we have a culture called the dowry, and you have to do the dowry process.
But you first told me that nobody meets your parents unless you're going to get married.
For me, my family, the way I have been brought up, I would only see people come to see your dad only if they're serious about you. So even for me, that is what I grew up knowing, that the only time I will bring a man to my dad, that this is my significant other, it is only when he is serious that he's coming to marry me. So I told him that. Didn't I tell you that?
That is what you told me.
And so now, Benjamin, you started doing your research.
I started learning about meeting the parents and getting blessings. The only thing that I didn't really learn about very well was the dowry process.
So,
you guys also know it as the bride price. And so, I spoke to Akinyi a little bit about it. And she told me some things about it, but that she, one of my concerns was, I don't want you to feel like property. I don't want you to feel
and he
bad.
told me, we're talking about property, and you told me the same thing. He was like, I don't want you to feel like property. And I'm like, no, in Kenya, the dowry is an appreciation to the parent. It's not like as if you're property. I'm telling the parents, I appreciate you for bringing up this child. I love her, and this is my token of appreciation.
So after doing what research I could do, I finally decided that I was going to go over and visit Akinyi.
Well, what kind of research did you do?
I talked to people from church. I talked to people from
what
around
kind of
the
people?
world.
Because it's important that people know what kind of people you spoke to, so that they just don't think it was my word for it.
It wasn't just Akinyi's word. I talked to pastors. I talked to Africans. I spoke to other women who were African. So I had multiple conversations with many people.
I don't remember where we had left.
You were talking about how much attraction you had to me and how handsome and sexy I was.
The video cut off, so Benjamin is just trying to give me like a thing of where we had left off.
Because I'm bringing sexy back.
Okay. We left and you were asking questions to the Africans here.
Yes. And getting ready to come over and see you.
Yes.
So
one day, Benjamin tells me, I want to come and see you. He said, yes, I want to come and see you. And me, I'm just thinking, that's not going to happen. Nobody in their right mind would leave their country to come to another country to find somebody else. But he came. So the whole time I didn't know.
Akinyi didn't think that I was coming.
Yeah, I honestly did not think Benjamin was coming. He was just saying that I'm coming. I didn't think he was coming. He said, I am planning for it to be around the end of the year. I was like, we only have like 4 months towards the end of the year. And so I don't know how he's planning. And he was like, so the whole time we were talking, you know how you see in the movies people like have booked their ticket 5 months before time? That's why I did not even believe he was coming, because he was just saying, I'm going to come.
And so I did a lot of research about finding out how to buy tickets best. And so it was...
So this was your first time flying international?
First time flying international. But I found that, if it's 2 to 3 weeks out and you do it on a Tuesday, late night, early morning, Wednesday, and you have to go by Eastern time, then that's when ticket prices are at the best.
Me, I was just doing my own thing. I was still doing my job. I was still just doing everything as usual. So one day, Benjamin tells me, Akinyi, I have booked the ticket. And I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, it's a lie. And then he sends me the email. So how Benjamin works, he doesn't show you like the paper. He sent me the email of the Kenya Airways, everything.
All of my information, my birthday.
So every of his information was there, and I was like, oh wow, he has really. And remember, I told you, for us is you only meet the father when you're serious, when you know that you're going to marry this girl. That's the only time you meet the father. Other than that,
she's like, I'm not letting him meet
yeah,
my
so
father.
all this time I'm not telling my dad because I don't know what he's going to do, his plans when he comes. Because we had spoken about the dowry process and every process, so I didn't know what his plans were. So the day he's getting on a plane is the same day I'm talking to my dad about a guy is coming from the United States and he's planning to do the introduction. And so the introduction is the dowry process.
So a little bit of this is about the same time that Akinyi's letting me know about a little bit more of the traditions, because she didn't know all of them herself, so she had to talk with her mom.
Yeah.
And so at this point Akinyi's like, oh, by the way, when we do the dowry, that's a traditional wedding, and we're considered married here.
And you knew that when you were in Kenya, remember?
Yes.
So
when I came to Kenya.
Yeah, when he came to Kenya, that's when he knew that.
That's what I'm saying.
So also me, I just thought the traditional is just your traditional marriage, because in Kenya people do the traditional wedding and then we do the white wedding. So the white wedding, you're considered now married. But also I didn't know that in the tradition, because the world is modern, so everyone is growing, even traditional stuff are also somewhat getting modernized. So back then the marriage was traditionally you're married and then you're married, like it's considered legal. But now, because there's the whole aspect of you have to write it out on paper, because if we marry and we have properties together, the government can come and take it on the basis of my name was not as your last name, it was not on paper. So that's why Kenyans started doing the white wedding. And so traditionally when he came, if we traditionally got married, then we were actually married. I didn't know that. My mom is the one who told me that. And so, yeah. So I was telling him, babe, so you need to know that once we are traditionally married, we are, I used kind of actually married. Because it's complicated. Traditions are very complicated, and you need someone who is very patient to understand what kind of tradition.
You also told me what would happen if we didn't, stay together afterwards. You're telling your dad, I'm on the airplane.
So I'm telling my dad he's on the airplane, and my dad just goes quiet. I don't know what he's thinking. He asks me about your age. We don't have a significant age difference, but he asked me about Benjamin's age. He just went quiet, and then he said, we'll see when he comes. And that was it. That was a conversation with my dad. So now Benjamin touches down. So because we had a whole film crew, the day he was on the plane, so it was the daytime, so it is nighttime. So in the morning, there's a film crew in my house.
Yes. That your dad didn't know about.
That my dad did not know about.
And so, I kept asking Akinyi, I was like, your dad knows everything, right?
And I would dodge the story because he didn't know. He honestly didn't know. I hadn't even told my mom this is going to be a whole large film. My mom, all I told my mom was, there's going to be a group of people who are going to be here with a camera. So I thought it was only going to be one camera. And so I'm seeing these people come with huge large cameras, they're like this, and I'm like, now how do I start explaining this? So do you know what I did? Like a good person, I went and told my mom, you're the one who has to now talk to dad, because I don't know how to explain this. How do I explain? Because I thought they were going to come with the small Canon cameras. In my head, that's what I had imagined. And then they came with the big cameras and lights and everything. And so I was like, I don't know how to explain this to my mom. So to my dad. So I left my mom to do all the talking. What she said to him, I don't know. I just know she spoke to him. And then, so they are setting up all of the lighting and everything at my home.
And I'm still on the airplane.
Yeah, my brother's home and Benjamin is still in the airplane. And then they came, they picked me up. we called for a taxi and then left to the airport now to pick Benjamin. So I'm nervous about Benjamin coming. I'm nervous about my dad. I'm just nervous about this whole thing going on because it just, wow, it was.
And I had booked an Airbnb, and somewhere in the conversation it got decided that I was going to stay with Akinyi's brother for a little while.
Yes.
Once I got there.
Because it's very important. It was even culturally, but for me it was very important that Benjamin gets to have some sort of relationship with my brother and my siblings, and especially my brother, because during the whole dowry process, because he did not come with his family, my brother would be the one to speak for him on his behalf, because my brother is the one who understands the culture, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that people think that we came off as harsh. As an African person, we are very direct. We don't filter words. We don't go like sometimes when Benjamin is trying to talk to me, I always see him talk like he's climbing a staircase for him to get to the point. But for me to get to the point, I just say it flat out the way it is. I don't filter it. So the way my brother was probably talking to Benjamin was like straight, but people picked it up as
well, me and your brother have a good relationship.
But now they have a very good relationship. During that time, the Airbnb, we had to cancel it. He had to go to my brother's.
And then the actual Airbnb people, I thought that they were gonna have to call the police because they were worried about me.
Yeah, because he hadn't shown up.
And they were like, "Well, you're not here, so we're gonna call the police and let them know." And I'm like, "Don't call the police. It's okay."
But you can see people care. People cared for you, even though they hadn't met you. People still cared for you.
But anyways, you're on the way to the airport. I'm still flying to the airport.
And then we get to the airport. This was my very first time at the airport. I remember my first time. I was young. I didn't have a good memory of it. And by then it had already changed because I was like 5 years old. I didn't have a reason to go to the airport. So I was like young the last time I was at the airport. But are you trying to tell me to stop talking?
No.
You're doing this.
No.
In Kenya, when someone does
I'm feeling you.
So this was my first time again at the airport, and when I tell people that, they are like, no, but I didn't have any reason to go to the airport. There was no reason for me to go to the airport. So this was my very first time at the airport. I get to the airport. It looks so different, so big. And this is Kenya, and I've lived in Kenya my whole life, but I've never gone to the airport. And so I don't even know where to go to get this person. I don't know where the people coming in or people going out are going. I didn't know where we were supposed to be going. So I just stood there. I was like, I don't know which way to go. So I started looking for the departure and arrival. Yeah, so I saw the arrival sign. That's where I went. And then so I was just standing there, just waiting now for Benjamin to and then you know when you're filming, there are things you cannot just, when you're filming with a show, there are things you can do and there are things that you cannot do. So I couldn't just like leave everything and go. So we had to have like a proper time where Benjamin would come out and I would see him, or if I forgotten his face, then he would just walk past by me. But he came out and the camera crew was there and everyone was there, and for me I was very shy because Kenya we don't do PDA.
And I just came in for a
and Benjamin
big
just comes in with a big huge kiss, and I'm like, Benjamin, we don't do public display of affection. And I'm a shy person, so like even holding hands in public, it took me a while for me to get to a point where I could hold Benjamin's hand. He would literally have to like take my hand and then we walk together, because I wasn't used to that. He gives me this big PDA, and then all the Kenyans are looking at us like, oh. And so I'm looking around because I don't know, at that time I was more concerned as what is everyone thinking about, why people don't just kiss.
And then there was a random person over in the corner who was like, "Woo!"
Yeah, somebody I think in the corner was like, "Ooh, wow," and I'm like, but yeah. So it was a special moment meeting Benjamin, and just he was taller than me.
Yes.
Not that it is bad for someone to have like someone who's shorter than them, but for me, I felt like that was important because I'm tall. I'm a tall person, honestly. I am.
But as soon as we kissed, that like sealed the deal. Like
Yeah.
I knew in that moment that Akinyi was my forever woman.
And so yeah, that's how Benjamin came to Kenya. And
that's our love story.
yeah, and then from then on we just did the whole dowry process, and we had a whole process of waiting now and doing paperwork for me to get here. It took a lot. It took a lot of waiting, a lot of money, a lot of patience.
And a lot of calling.
Yes, and a lot of calling.
I was calling our congresswoman like almost on a weekly basis, and calling the embassy. There were a few phone calls over to the embassy.
And sending emails, and even for me, when I got my paperwork, like this is what people do. It was like everything went like this because it was during this pandemic time. So Benjamin calls the congresswoman, and then suddenly my papers just popped out. They're like, now you need to come for your interview.
And it's going to be like 3 days.
It's going to be in 3 days. So in those 3 days, I have to go do my medical, I don't know what. I had so many things I needed to do in those 3 days. And then so the day before I am supposed to get on a plane is when I'm doing my medical and then the interview. So I left the medical, then I went to the interview immediately. They had to like put my paper and stamp it as urgent, like it was urgent. And then they're like, so if this doesn't go through, then you'll have to wait for the next time where they can give you another interview date. And so I went to the interview at the embassy. They asked me all these questions. How did you meet? Where did you meet? Has he ever come here? Do you have pictures? Because you have to have proof of, you have seen each other, in different places, not in just one place, different places. So if you're going through the 90-day process, just make sure that you're taking pictures with your significant other. And then for me, I didn't do all the paperwork. Benjamin was the one who was doing all the paperwork because I didn't understand anything to do with the American embassy or anything like that. So, and then I got my papers, and then I came here. So I will put the video of me coming to America on the description box so that you will see it. And if it's not yet out, it's going to be something that you're going to have to wait for it to premiere. But it's going to be in the description box. And that's how we met, guys. That's our love story. It's complicated and simple at the same time. Babe, you touched my ball. Oh, come. Stop. Don't do that.
I love you.
I love you too.
Alright folks, so like, comment, and subscribe down below.
Yeah.
This is our love story.
Yeah. We hope you enjoyed watching the video.
Come back and check us out again.
Yes, come back and check us out again. We are on Cameo, so you can send requests for us to do
videos, text messages.
Yes, a personalized video for your mom, your dad, your girlfriend, just anyone. So we're on Cameo as well, and we will leave a link for our social media handles so that you can also follow us there if you are not following yet. And also, again, thank you for watching. Please like the video. It means a lot to us when you like the video and like you enjoyed the video. Comment down below. Let's meet each other in the comment section. Yes, subscribe and also
hit the notifications button
so that you're notified every time we upload a new video. Until next time.
Kwaheri.
Bye.